Hey there everyone, Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raids Offense. I just came off of what was probably the easiest Astro season I've had in a while. Don't get me wrong, there were difficult maps. Okay, there was one difficult map that I messed up. It's actually a little embarrassing. I point out ways to take out key enemies and mess with the intended execution of defensive strategies reasonably often, and I lost that particular battle by messing with the execution of a rally trap that I really should have just left alone. Oh well, live and learn. This will be a relatively short video, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, first up we have a Macedon theme team featuring the royal family and the legendary White Wings, true terrors of the skies, except they're all horribly suppressed by these buildings. As for the map itself, I'm going to call this a prison strategy by virtue of the fact the buildings form a prison around the defending units, preventing them from doing much of anything. For approach options, look to one of these two spaces to snipe Caedas or Pala over the wall, and slowly pick off the rest as they funnel down through this narrow escape route. Or, take a ridiculously bulky tank or a powerful vantage sweeper and stick them here, for a more I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me style of clear. Either way, I certainly hope that maps like this don't pose a challenge to anyone. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and send in this raiding party for this battle. This is what I hope to be a prelude of things to come. Essentially, I would like to replace Legendary Celica, once her time in the bonus rotation is out, with the new Fallen Leon, I guess is the pronunciation they're going with nowadays. And the idea is that Caedas will be able to deal with swords, lances, and axes, and then Leon can take on ranged threats, such as Ophelia and Legendary Alm and the like. Obviously, there's going to be coverage gaps like beast units and red tomes with anything resembling a speed stat, but I think it's got potential. So getting back to this battle, I think I'm going to go ahead and test this bolt trap with Caedas. If it's fake, then no big deal. Okay, it's real. But I could have just had done a refresh and reposition operation to get everyone to safety. And now, actually, it looks like I might be able to break the healing tower and then have Caedas just vantage sweep these flyers. There's no hardy bearing here. And obviously, if that hadn't been the case, I could have easily switched gears, broken the face statue, and then had Celica start sniping people over walls. Both of them are perfectly valid strategies for this map, and it looks like I will be able to just have Caedas vantage. Oh, I guess she doesn't really have vantage. Feather sword tank these foes. I don't think I even need to break anything else. I can just kind of end turn here. So I'm curious as to who's going to be first. Okay, it's Est. Not too bad. Takes more damage than Catria. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that Belief in Love is active only if the enemy either initiates or is at 100% HP. I noticed that Caedas didn't deal quite as much damage to Catria as I thought she was going to, and that's the factor that I was missing in my calculation there. Regardless, this is a pretty easy cleanup here. I should be able to do this in probably 2 turns. Have Caedas break the fountain, and then on the next turn, I will go ahead and break the amphore. Let me just go ahead and actually smite Celica up here in preparation to do that. Celica should be able to take out the amphore, and then Caedas can deal with Maria.
Leave it to me. What to do?
Here we have map number 2. It's also borderline prison-ish, just not quite as bad. It uses Eliwood, one of the higher end one-range threats, carrying a lunge to force an enemy that he can't take down into the range of Thraseer and Legendary Alm. Then, if they fail, well, actually, if they fail, the team is kind of screwed, since Azura's Refresh should go to Duma, who provides a rally to Thraseer before she attacks. As a result, this map is actually somewhat susceptible to vantage strategies, assuming you can actually get your vantage unit to survive Eliwood and not trigger his Gale Force. All that sounds reasonably threatening as I've described it, but you can also just circumvent the entire thing by breaking these buildings on the left and sniping Eliwood from over the armor school. Once either Alm or Thraseer, or possibly Ophelia, though I think that's less likely, regardless, once one of them has received Azura's Refresh, they will only be able to target up to 1 space beyond Eliwood's original range, so it's a pretty simple matter to refresh your attacker, and then have them sit in complete safety right here. So, Sothis should be able to wipe the floor with most of this map on her own, outside of maybe Eliwood and Duma. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into this. My strategy is going to be to walk Sothis and Idun up the left-hand side of the map, while Altina, Naga, and Nils kinda chill in the lower half. I'm actually going to have Nils 4 spaces below Legendary Alm, and what that's going to do is it will allow me to apply the Frost Breath debuff to Legendary Alm so that he hits less damage on Sothis when he attacks her. And I don't think it's really strictly necessary, but it's always nice to get less damage when you can. I decided to break the Bolt Tower because I will be initiating on turn 4. I want to avoid initiating on an odd turn, also because Legendary Alm has odd attack wave. Now, again, I don't think it actually makes a huge difference in terms of whether she'll be able to tank it all, but it's always nice to reduce damage in the way that you can. So I'm going to go ahead and break the Amphore, stick this here, activate my Duo skill, and let's get this show on the road. So, the enemies should kick off moving by having Eliwood advance, no idea which way, probably towards Altina or Sothis, I would imagine. And then Legendary Alm should attack first, because, as I mentioned, he's the biggest threat to Sothis. He's going to deal the most damage. Unfortunately for him, he also gets completely obliterated by Sirius here. Actually, I'm not sure how much damage that deals. She does have quite a lot of speed, so she doesn't have to soak Bright Shrine, and she does get plus 10 from Sirius and attack speed bond, and another 2 from ally support. Likewise, she should be able to take down Thraseer with a single shot here, healing her up pretty nicely. Although I guess it's really only 11. Oh, 13. Where did I get 11 from? Oh, I thought it was 25%. For some reason I have Opened the Future on the brain, when Sirius actually heals 30%. My mistake. Ophelia does a whole lot of nothing, and Sirius should one-shot her as well, which means that I believe she actually has more HP than she started the enemy phase with, which is kind of funny, considering she was already down 7 from Duma's upheaval. Let's take a look at this Eliwood matchup now. Okay. Altina lives, but Naga outright KOs, so let's go ahead and do that. And then, let me see if I can actually get Idun this KO on Duma. I'm not really sure. We'll have to see about that. It is a plus 10 Duma with Earth Dance buffs. So, I'm not 100% certain that she'll be able to do it. Plus Fell Breath, of course, increases his res by 6 since Idun is below full HP. Ooh, yeah, that's not looking super promising. But if this fails, well, actually, I don't really want to leave Sothis there. Yeah, let's just reposition her out. And then what I'll do is I'll have Altina go up next to Naga, just in case I need to smite her in for the KO on Duma. And Azura, yeah, I didn't really think Azura would be able to deal at least 5 damage to Idun, so that is basically just a rally loop here that I want to break as soon as I possibly can, since I am going to start running low on time if I don't do so. I'll go ahead and have Idun just advance up 1 space, which will give me the opportunity to smite Altina up. Since Altina does have 41 res, and Mirror Stance, of course, Azura will not be able to take her down. And of course, Divine Fang will allow her to 2-shot Duma. Now, unfortunately, I do believe Azura still does target Altina, since she should be able to deal more damage to her. So Idun has now gone another season without getting a single KO. Unfortunate, but that's just how it is, I guess. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. And that is it. I hope you all enjoyed this episode of Aether Raids Offense, such as it was, and I hope to see you again at the end of next Light Season. Who knows, maybe next week I'll be matched with a bunch of maps packing bonus unit Legendary Crom during Water Season. Yeah, I sure hope not, but who can say what the future holds? So, as always, thank you all so very much for watching, and I will catch you next time.